It was just an old, neglected car. Who could have guessed? Boy, what a fun and whimsical experience this movie was. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, based on an Ian Fleming novel, writer of the James Bond series. And the screenplay was penned by none other than Roald Dahl, writer of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, among many. This magical film was the ultimate excursion into fantasy. Maybe for the costumes, maybe for the songs, maybe because we all just wanted to drive Chitty around just once. I'm your host, Nostalgic Nicky Bang Bang. If you enjoy taking a ride with us, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss one of our journeys. Without further ado, let's race down memory lane. Dick Van Dyke.
But I couldn't do more than you do for your poor father.
Inventor, father, singer, puppet. Caractus Potts was a man of many talents, and many contraptions that would put the wackiest Rube Goldberg machines to shame. Potts was a quirky but loving family man who encouraged his children's sense of wonder, and ours too. And Dick Van Dyke was amazing dancing about with his usual charisma. Apparently the dance sequences were tough due to his habit of smoking upwards of 40 cigarettes a day. The song Me Ol' Bamboo gave him a really hard time because the bamboo sticks they had to dance with were full of metal. That routine alone took 23 takes to get right. But he had practice. Just earlier that decade, Dick gained fame in other musicals, namely Bye Bye Birdie, and of course Mary Poppins. We're thankful he went into entertainment, giving us one of the greatest sitcoms ever, alongside the unmatchable Mary Tyler Moore. Van Dyke was 41 when Chitty Chitty Bang Bang came out, and he's never stopped working. In the 90s, he co-starred with his son Barry in the series Diagnosis Murder, and more recently he gave Ben Stiller the job of a lifetime in the Night at the Museum franchise. It was also really great to see Van Dyke return in the 2018 Mary Poppins. Today Van Dyke is 95 years old and assures his fans, quote, "I have all my marbles." He's quit cigarettes and has been married to Arlene Silver since 2012. Sally Ann Howes. A near car crash isn't the best way to meet your future spouse, but thankfully no one was hurt. Their romance was original source material from the novel, and thankfully producers wanted the movie to follow a blossoming romance too, highlighted by the adorable scene where Scrumptious and Potts dance disguised as toys. Sally Ann Howes comes from a talented family, as the daughter of all-around Renaissance man Bobby Howes and actress-singer Patricia Malone. Her film debut was in 1943's Thursday's Child, when she was just 13 years old. She worked as a child actress for years, including an early adaptation of Anna Karenina, co-starring with none other than Vivian Leigh. It's hard to picture anyone else playing Truly, but we nearly saw Julie Andrews behind the wheel, since filmmakers wanted a reunion between the two Mary Poppins stars. But Andrews thought the role was too similar to Mary Poppins, so she turned it down. But you can catch up with her in our Sound of Music cast rewind. Today, Sally Ann is 90 years old and hasn't acted since 1992, living a much more calmer life with her husband and 2 kids. Adrian Hall, the adorable Jeremy Potts, is very attached to that rusty old car. That's something out of a Bond flick. Well, because it was. So that's the deal? You play hooky and you get a Bond car? Not a bad deal. Jeremy Potts would definitely be Hall's biggest claim to fame. Afterward, he appeared in several UK television programs and performed in the West End throughout the early 70s. But then he retired from acting and became a principal at the Academy of Live and Recorded Arts. He actually had to remove Chitty Chitty Bang Bang from his resume. Otherwise, scouts just saw him as a child actor. Today, he is 62 years old and recently retired to enjoy the quiet life with a small family of his own. Lionel Jeffries.
Oh, the posh, travelling life for me.
It's the posh traveling life for the eccentric Grandpa Potts. You'd be surprised the places a shed can take you. Fittingly, Jeffries actually did serve in the army. It caused him to start balding at a young age, a feature he took full advantage of when he returned home, playing much older characters. Get this, he was actually 6 months younger than Dick Van Dyke. Oh, movie magic. Then Jeffries transitioned from in front of the camera to behind. England to write and direct The Railway Children and The Amazing Mr. Blunden, both well received. Lionel Jeffries had a negative view of TV acting early on, but did come around and play Granddad in a 1993 season of Woof. He retired in 2001 due to declining health, and he passed away in 2010 at the age of 83 after suffering vascular dementia. Rest easy, Grandpa. Gert Frobe.
Witchy witchy nose, your chutchy witchy eyes, they're set.
Boy, was Gert so funny in that choo-chee face scene, as he sings about his love while also trying to send her to her demise. Before donning the ill-deserved crown of Baron Bombburst, Gert played another legendary villain, the iconic Goldfinger from the third James Bond film. Gert had a history of playing some shifty characters, like an Axis general in Is Paris Burning, but he was an ally for Mercedes-Benz in some commercials promoting the coupe and sedan. Sadly, this famous villain with a heart of gold died in 1988 from a heart attack. He was 75 years old. Anna Quail. The Baroness loved the Baron, enough for spontaneous synchronized dance routines and matching gaudy jewelry. Before she was dancing with the Baron, she was dancing on Broadway and took home the 1963 Tony Award for her supporting role in Stop the World, I Wanna Get Off. Then she populated a small but memorable scene in A Hard Day's Night alongside John Lennon. Late in her career, she was part of the long-running soap Grange Hill for 85 episodes as Mrs. Monroe. Sadly, she was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia in 2012 and died in 2019 at the age of 86. Heather Ripley. Jemima's smile was enough to make Dad do anything he could to buy her that old magical piece of junk. Ripley really puts in a fine performance for a little girl of just 8. Sadly, she can't think back on Chitty as fondly as we can. You see, while filming, she was harassed by paparazzi when her dad had a very public affair. The family was broken. Perhaps this is why she quit acting. Her adult life has been spent as an anti-nuclear activist and environmentalist. Instead of the most beautiful cobstone windmill, she lives in makeshift peace camps and was even arrested during a protest. Today, she's in her early 60s and has come around to understanding that Chitty didn't cause her parents to split. Benny Hill. Sure, he's grumpy and a little suspicious, but so goes a toy maker in a town where children are illegal. Benny Hill was first brought onto the project to rewrite some scenes, at the request of Dick Van Dyke. Hill was already an icon in British entertainment, thanks to the Benny Hill Show, which was all slapstick and burlesque and double meanings. For more on Benny, we have an entire video dedicated to the ups and downs of that one-of-a-kind comedian. Robert Helpman. The child catcher is as iconic as he is terrifying, complete with wonky hat, pointy nose, and cage on wheels disguised as a treat wagon. Surely the invader of many a child's poor nightmares. Helpman is world-renowned as a dancer and choreographer. Amongst his other achievements, he was the director of the Australian Ballet Company. Good thing, too, as he was nearly killed during the production of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, when the carriage that he was driving spun out of control and turned over. Thanks to his dancer's reflexes, he was able to safely land on his feet. Robert Helpman passed away in 1986 at the age of 77. But he will quite likely never be forgotten. This is one of the best family films of all time. So where is this Chitty today? The current owner of the car is director Peter Jackson. He could be seen driving in New Zealand with his cast members of the Hobbit films. So tell us, what song from this iconic film is your favorite? For me, it was always Hushabye Mountain, beautifully sung by Dick Van Dyke. Share your fond memories in the comments below. We read every one. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a memory. From all of us here at Do You Remember, close your eyes on Hushabye Mountain, wave goodbye to cares of the day.